What's up, brand builders? Welcome to another episode of the Brand Builder Show. Today, the 10 commandments of brand building. Do you start a new year with some branding goals? If you do, then you're in great company, since brands that think about branding goals find themselves ahead of the curve when it comes to creating brand recall and awareness. If you do not, then perhaps it's time to start thinking about them. In today's episode, I offer you the 10 commandments of brand building. Of course, each brand is unique with a unique set of challenges, and hence each set of branding goals would be different. But there are some underlying common elements which form the base of most, if not all, branding goals. Commandment number 1. Thou brand shall have core values. If you have not already started doing it, it's time to identify your core values. Start with a robust set of core values. So, what is the driving force behind your business? What factors, besides profit, affect your decision-making process? If you can't answer these questions, your customers won't be able to either. To determine if your brand core values are robust, you have to start with the following questions. Have we identified the specific, measurable objectives for our brand and how each objective links to the overall corporate vision? This would help you come up with a list of attributes that align with the overall corporate vision or brand vision. Then compare these attributes with the list you have come up with to see if they align. Can our brand objectives be summed up in a simple yet informative brand mission statement? Compare the mission statement with the set to see if they articulate the mission statement. Commandment number 2. Thou brand shall have a solid, unique selling proposition. Yeah, you've heard that a million times, and it may sound like a cliche. In fact, the whole idea of USP has been so overused and talked about that it's lost its credibility. But it is still one of the fundamental things you can identify for your brand's success. Most businesses in almost every industry face a crisis. There is too much noise, too much competition, and buyers are not using the traditional methods of making purchasing decisions. The ones that are surviving this scenario and becoming successful and gaining market share are the ones that have a clearly defined USP, unique selling proposition. You can start with creating a set of core values and a compelling brand story. These in turn will help you craft your unique selling proposition. Gone are the days when the USP had to be truly unique. Right now, your USP is about how you tell your brand message. Why is that? Because everyone seems to claim their service or product is better, bigger, faster, cheaper, and so on. The only way to really make your USP stand out is by telling the right kind of story or message. That leads us to commandment number 3. Thou brand shall have a winning brand story. If you do not have a winning brand story, then it should be one of the most important branding goals. Storytelling is becoming more and more important for brands as the noise levels in the marketing sphere are going up at lightning speed. How do you cut through the clutter and become recognizable? By telling the right brand story. If you think that mere presentation of your product or service is good enough to give you traction, you may find that you're mistaken. Brands without a compelling story are like movies without a plot. They flop miserably. You want your company to be unique. You want your business to be unique and original. If you have a service or product that is not unique, then don't really worry about it. The story does not have to be unique. How you tell the story can be unique. Commandment number 4. Thou brand shall have a brand evangelist. If you're just having salespeople, you cannot guarantee success. What you need are passionate people rallying in front of and behind your brand. People who are not merely selling your product or service, but rather are building a tribe around your brand. So these are called brand evangelists. Now, why are they useful? Brand evangelists typically tend to blog often, both for their own blog, maybe their company's blog, but also on guest blogs. They tend to stay active on social media like Twitter and Facebook. They speak at industry-related conferences. They might host webinars on important industry topics. They might create videos, both personal and professional, that are shared online. Seth Godin argues that the internet has ended mass marketing and revived a human social unit from the distant past, the tribe. Founded on shared ideas and values, tribes give ordinary people the power to lead and make a big change. Commandment number 5. Thou brand shall have top-notch customer service. One of the biggest factors that influence the brand perception and how your target audience perceive your brand is customer service. It is more than just a part of your service or something that your customers come to expect. Customer service, if done well, can end up really enhancing your brand perception and position your brand for success. Complaining customers often get a bad rap. To employees, they can be difficult and unpleasant to deal with. To other customers, complainers ruin the experience for everyone else. And to business owners, complainers cost time and money that could be used for other things. In reality, complainers are the best thing that can happen to your business. From time to time, as a responsible brand evangelist, you should attempt to find out the status of the attitude of your customers. A status check will enable you to see potential disasters. A negative brand attitude foreshadows an impending brand disaster. Commandment number 6. Thou brand shall have finely tuned buyer personas. If your customer service needs to become top-notch and your sales to increase exponentially, then you should be on top of your brand personas and profiles. This should be one of your branding goals. Understanding the needs and wants of your ideal customers can be invaluable not only in developing targeting marketing, but also in crafting the right kind of services, offers, products. Since you're so close to your brand and business, you may have a blind spot when it comes to deciding if the offers you have are really effective. Do you know where you can find your customers? Perhaps you do. If you have a detailed profile of your customer, you will start seeing opening and opportunities in terms of where you can reach out to them. Perhaps your old method of print adverts or mailers is not the right way to target your customers. Perhaps your ideal buyer persona likes to get marketed through other channels. Commandment number 7. Thou brand shall have the right positioning strategy. Positioning your brand correctly can make or break your brand. Most startups that fail to do so because of wrong positioning. In a crowded marketplace, it is critical to differentiate your brand and make sure you understand how you can position your brand in the right way to attract the right kind of customers, conversions, and of course, ultimately larger market share. Establishing the right perception that aligns with your customer's worldview is brand positioning. This starts with a deep understanding of your target market, and then, of course, identifying how best to communicate this to the audience and connect with them both at the rational and, more importantly, at an emotional level. Positioning is all about the emotional connection that you can form with your ideal customers. So, how do you appeal to their sensibilities and ensure that they think of your brand when it comes time to choose. This is also called top of mind strategy. Commandment number 8. The brand shall have the right pricing strategy. 8 out of 10 brands fail due to the poor pricing strategies and models. Most entrepreneurs inherently do not understand the value of things and cannot really set the right pricing for their product or service. They take cues from the market and competitors, or most often just come up with random or near random pricing structures. Most business owners never step back to really consider who their target market is and how many clients or customers they actually need to have a profitable business. The human mind's instinct is to have as many as possible or have it all. This can sometimes be called greed, which our current culture says is good. Commandment number 9. Thou brand shall have a solid marketing strategy. Marketing can be the most difficult aspect running any business, and more so if you're a startup. Online marketing can seem like a black box with no clear path to reaching potential customers and converting them. The most important goal has to be educating yourself about online marketing and then implementing it, or leveraging the services of an agency that specializes in brand immersion marketing. At Spell Brand, we help businesses go through this journey with strategies, tools, and support that enable you to take strangers and convert them to your customers. We call this methodology the brand immersion marketing. Your brand is at the center of the methodology. You build your brand and leverage it to get sales and customers. So what is brand immersion marketing methodology? Instead of buying ads, buying email lists, or cold calling, BIM focuses on creating a robust brand image and providing educational and useful content that pulls people towards your brand and website, where they can learn more about what you sell on their own accord. Commandment number 10. Thou brand shall have an awesome visual language strategy. As your brand heads into a fresh new year, it is crucial you conduct an internal audit of your brand visual language and ensure that your brand looks and acts the part. Your logo, your social media, your website, everything has to be on point and aligned with your strategy. If your brand looks tired, or if your visual language is not consistent with the message that you want to broadcast, then you must invest in rebranding. Do not be afraid to completely change your brand if required to do so. I hope you have found this video useful. If you have any questions, just hit me up on Twitter. The handle is @Bonigala, or leave a comment below. Till the next video, take care.